Look at the center, top right, 112 degrees Fahrenheit. It was a long, hot drive across the Nevada desert to reach this abandoned mine. But look at those views. If you're going to be working at a mine out in the middle of nowhere, you at least want a great setting like this. This is primarily a gold and silver mine, and I saw a historical reference to this mine dating back to the early 1900s. However, the records indicate that the overwhelming majority of work took place in the 1920s when a mill was constructed at the site as well. Here's a view of what's left outside of the mine. I'll show you more at the end of the video, but let's get underground first.
Just inside the portal now, and this looks like it runs forever straight ahead. I can see several hundred feet straight back, and it's just long, straight, and featureless the whole way. So I'm not sure what to expect with this one. The waste rock pile outside is big, so that's suggestive of good things. It just looks like it goes forever. So I'm just gonna start walking back because I don't want to bore you guys or anything. I'll turn the camera on if I hit something interesting, but if I don't, I'm just gonna keep hiking back because this is just a long, long, flat expanse of nothingness. Little side drift. Little side drift there. And main drift keeps going. That stabilizer's killing me. Main drift keeps going that way, or excuse me, main attic keeps going that way. Let's just see where this. It's just a face.
Yeah, this white is great for the lighting.
Yes, it is. It is a face. They were not lying. All right, let's see where the main attic keeps running to. I saw it looked like something in the distance, so I will keep the camera on for now. Yeah, there's a barrel or something up there. Looks like some kind of feature change too. Okay, here we go. 1937.
Three-way junction.
Three-way junction. There's another 37 up there.
27 over there.
27?
Yeah.
Where do you see that?
Right there.
Oh, cool.
65.
I just started walking back here because I was looking at the dates. Might as well go here. 27. White out.
Another 27, 32, 27.
All right, I like it. I like it. You said that was a three-way junction?
Yeah. Low across the way, yeah.
So it's, yeah, there's one going back that way. Bends around a bit. And then there is stuff up ahead, as you can see. Well, I'm curious about this one. I'm gonna go down this one. This one looks fairly substantial in relation to the others. I'm trying to figure out what year that was. I can't figure that one out. 19. Assuming that was 1919, but it could have been those people with those more contemporary people with the carbides. It could have been 2019, but we know for sure the 27s are legitimate because you can see it was kind of faded. Okay, we got more options now. Powder, that's cool. So that means, okay, that's what it said. I was trying to figure out what that said. It says powder 2. That just keeps going. But I am curious. Oh, that's modern. I'm curious to see what here is here real quickly. Huh, not much at all. All right, we were just checking out the powder magazine there. This drift keeps running back here. Wow, still bending around. Still going, wow. Got an old insulator up there, see that? That's pretty cool. Okay, a little drift right there. I just tossed a bunch of wood junk in. Another one of those old insulators. And this drift keeps going. Still keeps going. Thought for a second I was going to face out there, but it's still going. See, again, I thought it faced out. It kept going. Feel some airflow, actually. There's something up ahead there. Okay, we have come upon a can on the ground. I can definitely feel airflow. There's a big ore chute right here. As you can see, I cut a bunch of logs down outside and just stuck them in there. Manway running up there. All right, there's looking up the manway. It goes up quite a way. Got the ore chute here in front of me. We came in from there, where my friends are coming from. I missed this riding on the way in. Going the wrong way, turn back. I don't think that's true, actually. See, it says out this way as well. There's that ore chute right there. It says danger right here. I can't make out the rest of that.
Wells Fargo.
Wells Fargo, indeed. It does say Wells Fargo.
1852.
Don't think
Yeah,
mine
that's
is that
old.
old, no. I can't see what this says either. But let's see what's around here. That's kind of funny. Another little side drift right there, or cross cut. They just tossed a bunch of wood in. There's another ore chute up here. It's a pretty beefy ore chute. There's looking up that one. Yeah, we can't actually climb up that. We may do so on the way out. There's some beefy logs in there. They just cut some trees down outside and put them in there. They didn't mill that or process that at all.
There's a nice vein.
It's just pointed out to me there's an interesting vein running through right here, which makes it less than a surprise that they chose to run up there. Got that ore chute right there, and then look at this over our heads. How cool is this? That's some old school timbering right there.
Chopped them down with axes, you can see on the ends here.
Yeah, it's still got the insulators on it. That's kind of funny. So our two worlds meeting there, you know, the older world and the more modern. Man, these are incredible. That's a big tree right there. That one?
Yeah.
That's huge. Wow. It's kind of weird having all this stuff hanging down. Keeps going. A whole bunch of ore chutes back here. It's another pretty solid one. No manway on this one. It runs straight up to there. This one's, ooh. Yeah, that stope came down. I'm not getting up on that one. Here's a view from this side. Yeah, there's a lot of weight on those. See the rocks jammed in between them? And the drift opens up a bit right there, but then pinches down again here.
The vein right over the doorway.
Yeah, right there.
Just following it.
They definitely were following that. Okay, this looks interesting. Here's the next section, and I had my buddy stand there just so you could see how enormous that timber is. That is incredibly massive for a timber. Got a bunch of wood stash right there.
Sketchy section.
Yeah, it looks kind of interesting actually, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whoa. Wow. So looking down, the winds right there. And a little archway here, and then it drops down again. Keeps going. Looks like that's an ore chute in the back right there.
Yeah, maybe a plug behind it.
Yeah, and then there's something off on the left right there. Alright, I just crossed over the board right there and I've come over to this section, and the reason it's all opened up like this is because it collapsed. You see how the support beams right there are just hanging off in space? They obviously had something here, but it's all boarded up there, so I don't know what this was. Maybe it was a shaft at one time, I just can't tell. At some point, Bill wrote his name right there, which is pretty impressive considering what's beneath it now. Another massive support timber there. Some insulators, some massive support timbers. That is indeed an ore chute right there. It looks like it might have kept going, but it's a bunch of materials come down. I would go back and check it out, but if you look at that right there, that's maybe an inch thick layer on top of a rotted timber and a deep pit underneath. So I am not going to go down that because I don't want to fall down there and get impaled on what's down there. You see all kinds of debris and such as falling down there. Hopefully I was holding that out far enough to see. You can see the edges where they've collapsed right here. There was a support timber right there. It snapped and broke. And also right there. That thing I was calling an arch is just a section that didn't cave. But everything caved all around it, as you can see.
Did you see the bottom over there?
Yeah, I can't tell if it's just plugged. But if I hold the camera out, you can...
I'm gonna throw a rock then.
Okay. Yeah, I just threw up a bunch of dust. You made that thing start rocking. Behind me there's nothing, it's just a little space right here. They probably had a hoist here. That's kind of cool little shelf right there. They probably had a hoist here for winds. Presumably this was a winds. But yeah, but that was a winds. See how skip could have run up there. See how it's all greased and everything? That would be my guess. Maybe a bell signal system right there, or the remains of one. This is an unusual section. Definitely highlights some of the dangers in abandoned mines, because, you know, I suppose you could have gone walking across that, not knowing, you know, before this cave, somebody could have gone walking across that, have the whole thing go out from underneath them. There's just nothing holding that up right there. That's all. It's hard to tell in the camera. That's just like a void right there. See how that part below is lit up? There's just nothing holding that little section up, and that runs back a ways. There's just a paper thin layer of dirt making it look like that's a solid surface. That's that sketchy section I just checked out. I'm back at this manway here next to this big ore chute. I'm gonna go up a little way and just see how things look up there. Okay, there's looking up the ladder a bit. And you can see it's a series of platforms up there. It's getting really sketchy up there though. So I don't think I'm gonna keep going. A couple interesting things here. They timbered the side here as well. Let's see if I can get a better light on that. They timbered the side there as well, which I thought was really interesting. And that looks like it runs up a long way. A long series of ladders and platforms just going straight up here but this is really rickety and sketchy, so I'm going to call it on this point. Over here, this is looking inside the ore chute. There's the side of the ore chute. You can see they used trees they cut down outside to line the side of the ore chute. And here's looking down. And somebody tossed a beer bottle in there. This ore chute was plugged, as you'll recall. That's the top of the plug. I'm leaning out inside the ore chute. That's looking straight up. You see there's another platform right there. It gives you a good sense of how they just stuck the trees from outside inside the, or lined the side of this ore chute with the trees from outside. Pretty interesting. It looks primitive, but I'm sure it worked well. We just came from checking out that sketchy drift there. Back at this junction, the ore chute where the airflow is. Right here. And this is the one where we came in from the right here. Back that way. And so we've got this section behind me here. See? That's interesting. That's why you've got support timbers. This, another gallery of ore chutes, it looks like. Obviously there was an ore chute or something here at one time, over my head. See where it dumps down right there. So this is fairly unique. I'm looking up that ore chute right now, and you can see it would have run out down here, and essentially, see how this rib of the adit is all scoured smooth? It would hit here and run into an ore cart that would have been parked here. That is pretty unique. And what's also unique and interesting is all the natural wood running up the side there. That's crazy. I cannot imagine them building this. That's wild. We are just checking out that unusual ore chute, which is dumping down right there. Looking ahead, this keeps going with this gallery of wood brought in from outside. Well, all wood's brought in from outside. I meant trees brought in from outside. This is kind of cool. They jammed these two trees together here. It's been a long day. Raise C. Another ore chute here. That one's plugged. No manway or anything here, so they must have accessed that from one of the others. You see the dots right there. And I just can't get over this natural wood hanging down. Or I keep saying things that don't make sense. Not natural wood, but this raw wood. It's raw trees, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Really opened up here. Looks like raise D is right there. We keep running ahead. Another ore chute there. Let's look up raise D. There's looking up raise D. I don't think we'll be climbing up there. Let's see how we could even if our lives depended on it. But it looks pretty sketchy up there. Must be some huge stopes overhead. Here's looking up the manway, which is exactly about 12 inches from where I was looking up there. So I'm wondering if that was a tool skip or something on the right. That would make sense. Pretty rough looking up there. Again, all those trees from outside jammed in there. And we keep going. We keep running ahead that way. I just wanted to show you some of the axe work and hatchet work they did here, because it's really amazing. You know, as my buddy was just saying, normally you see saw work and more refined work, but this is pretty primitive. It's pretty, but I mean, it works. That's what matters. It works. The tapered ends right there. I've never seen anything like this, where they got this extensive of a network of trees brought in from outside, unmilled or anything. Just slapped into place. It's pretty incredible. Real narrow point in the drift here. Would have been tight loading this overshoot. There's a manway running up there. And it just goes up to the same stuff as before. Same stuff as before. Looks like some of this is starting to come down a bit here. It's almost like walking through the woods now, huh? There's some old graffiti here, but it's pretty faded. 27 again.
There's a lot of rock. Drill steel too. Oh, yeah, there's a whole bunch of drill steel in here.
That's that section we just walked through. And you can see it's ready to fail at any time. You've got some drill steel jammed in there. But look at all the rocks sitting on that. Wow, I could literally go at any second. That's wild. I was just shooting back there a second ago. We've got a ladder here. My buddy's going up to see how things look. Here's the view from atop the ladder, looking back at what we just walked under. There are literally tons of rocks sitting there, and we just walked under it. That's the side of an ore chute right there. And that's was over our heads when we were walking by. There's some old graffiti right there. Looks like 33. Little stope right here. And then looking back this way, you can see it just stops right there. Just climbed up that ladder right there. We've got the rest of this drift to check out. Don't think those were the miners. It's pretty cool though. Not sure those, well, I guess those were miners, weren't they? I was gonna say, I wasn't sure those were the miners, but they were miners. And I can't make out this graffiti. Coming back here. Looks like we got the face right here. 1968 it looks like. Yeah, that's a face right there. Kind of a cool vein running right there. Looks like 45. February 16th. I think that's 45. There's one back here. 51. It's pretty cool. Alright, well, we still have drifts to check out, plus the main adit. So let's go do it. Heading back to the main adit and saw this graffiti I missed on the way in because I was facing the wrong way. Thought it was kind of interesting. I think it says if you are lost, sit down and get set for a long wait. You probably would, considering where we are, out in the middle of nowhere. It would be a long wait. We're headed back to the main adit, which is this way quite a ways. Back in the main haulage adit, we came in from way, way back there. This is the pretty extensive drift we just checked out on the left there. And we're back. We have this drift on the right. And then the main haulage adit, of course, keeps running that way. We'll go check that out last. We gotta see where this one goes. Interesting looking rock in here. Ah. What do we have here? Ah, that stopped, but it doesn't. It keeps going. Just came in from there. A little stope over my head. And I think everything just got dumped down on what I'm standing on, actually. I don't think I took any of this out. And the drift continues here. Just came from there. You can see that there's More graffiti back here. Behind me, just faces out. Got some survey markers, old survey markers. Comes off to the left here, and again faces out. Older names there. 1955. That's pretty cool. August 20th, 1955. Elaine came here. Elaine is probably not even on this earth anymore. So even though I don't think she was a miner, I think the mine is already abandoned then. It's pretty cool to see that. Making our way back to the main haulage adit now, and saw that the top of the adit, or the back of the adit as the miners call it, is completely delaminated here, and that extends quite a ways down over there. That's why we wear helmets in mines. At least I do. All right, back in the main haulage adit. We just finished checking out that drift to the right there. And we have the rest of the haulage adit stretching out ahead of us here. Something in the adit ahead of me here. Looks like a little workbench or something. Got some metally bits on it and around it. Yeah, it looks like I have stored some equipment in there. That's a newer camel pack of cigarettes. Looking ahead, keeps going. That's newer graffiti. Interesting, somebody had a carbide lantern in here rather than LED lights or something. Looks like I might have faced out already. I did. That is the face right there. And a bat. Sorry, bat. Well, that was a big mine. Interesting mine. Somebody stuck beer bottles back here. I was wondering if it was shiny. They jammed beer bottles in the drill holes. That's kind of funny. Alright, well, those are my friend's lights. That's not even the portal. Can't even see the light from the portal. It is way, way off in the distance. Got a long walk out. Hope you found this mine interesting.
Obviously back outside the mine. As promised, I'll show you what those workings below led up to. Here's the first example. Could be exploratory in nature. Sliding over and then up. Let's see the next example. This one appears to be a bit deeper. It's coming into view in the center of the screen, sort of up right now. I'll be zooming in. You can see that distinctive white rock that we saw underground everywhere. See what I mean about that one looking deeper? These other access points are why we're getting such good airflow underground. These highest workings are the oldest, and they were probably started when some prospector saw a vein outcropping onto the surface. Later, the miners drove in the adit that we went into because it's easier to drop things down than to lift them up, and it also allowed them to access the deeper ore deposits, and lastly, it's on the same level where the mill was built. Here we're looking down the open stope that was created. Just next to the open stope is this shaft you see coming into view, and all of these workings tie in together underground. I'm dropping back down to the haulage adit we went into from where the upper workings were, so you can get a sense of how far away they are. Also gives you a sense of the size of the waste rock pile with our vehicle parked on it down there. And below the waste rock pile, you can see where the mill was and where the tailings from the mill washed into that ravine there. A couple of views from the ground on what's left of the mill building. There used to be a lot of buildings here actually, bunkhouses, workshops, that sort of thing, but this is essentially all that's left now, unfortunately.